Your Excellencies, friends, colleagues, all the KOA who are the agents of this good work and change. Dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to reiterate what Professor Nur Heidi said about the good cooperation. I remember the first time when we came, and the proposal came from you, and we had a meeting, and said, how is this going to be realized? And there was a workshop with a division of tasks for and setting up a committee, and we had to write a module. So the module was developed, a small booklet of Islam and human rights, and that was the beginning. So after following this program, we had a meeting with some of the KOAs, and we asked questions. I don't remember all the questions, but I remember one thing. That was the sincerity and clarity in the answers we had. And what really has stuck with me until today, it is the sincerity of the KOA about reality. It was not. It is about, the experts on reality. You are the ulama al-waqa, and not hiding the challenges that you are facing. So it is about dealing with reality of daily life of human beings. So that made me have a soft spot in my heart for this project, because I see that there is willingness, there's sincerity and willingness for change, and to really do an effort for the benefit of those who are coming to you. So let me stop praising the KOA and let me talk about children. That is the theme of this 3-year project. Protection of children and children's rights is a main priority for the Oslo Coalition in several projects. So I have been thinking a lot about it. And this is what I want to say. The Convention on the Rights of the Child, the CRC, is the most ratified treaty in history, with 196 states parties. However, it is also a convention that has been subject to reservation from many Muslim majority countries, referencing Sharia. From the turn of the last century, we observe that family and family law have become symbols of Islamic identity, an arena for the protection of the family and its values, as well as a battleground in the context of international human rights. Muslim states have, at the same time, introduced alternative Islamic human rights instruments, including those specifically addressing children's rights. A comparison of the 1981 Universal Islamic Declaration on Human Rights in Islam, the 1990 Cairo Declaration on Human Rights in Islam, the 1994 Declaration on the Rights of the Child and Care of the Child in Islam, the 2005 Rabat Declaration on Child Issues, the 2005 OIC Covenant on the Rights of the Child in Islam, and And the outcome document from the thematic debate on revisiting the OIC Covenant on the Rights of the Child in Islam reveals a developing convergence with the Convention on the Rights of the Child, CRC. Additionally, Muslim jurisdictions address children's rights and welfare through the legal framework, which uphold two key principles: the best interest of the child and the protection of the offspring. The principle of the best interest of the child is intimately linked to the safeguarding of the offspring, both prioritizing children's well-being and development. So, what are we talking about when we use the word Islam? I think it's the most misunderstood and most abused word, both by Muslims and non-Muslim. So let me just clarify that what we have discovered is that when we talk about Islam, we are discussing religious norms, we are negotiating shifting cultural norms, we are debating national laws, and we are relating it to the debate on international human rights norms. So what is the challenge then in our time if we put all this together? It is need for reform. It is about a discourse on how to relate and make Islamic practice, Islamic norms and practice relevant and in harmony with the challenges we are facing today. What we have seen during the last decades is the request for reform, and with regard to details, you know, I think many of you have been growing up in religious environments. I have been part of the mosque environment in Oslo, my city, and in the 90s there was huge debate about details, and nobody spoke about the big picture. But more and more we are seeing that the claim for reform is more courageous and looking at the macro perspective. So the theory or methodology or the usul theory or maqasid al-sharia is more and more being used and benefited from as a way of reformulating norms and approaches. When we are talking about maqasid al-sharia, so what are we talking about? What is the objective or the objectives? Taha ibn al-Ashur, Tunisian scholar, expert on Shatibi, he wrote his own treatise on maqasid. And in that, he said, so what is the objective of maqasid? He said, the main objective of Sharia is to establish a strong community with a stable social system by achieving its welfare and preventing evil. If we are looking into the growing consciousness of the best interest of the child in Muslim countries, what kind of topics are at the agenda? It's the right to education, it's the right to health, it's the right to non-violence, first and foremost. But what is maqasid about? Maqasid is to protect vital necessities. So if we think that health, education, not being subject to harmful practice is a vital necessity or darura, Taha ibn al-Ashur does not agree. He said, that is one of the hajiyat. It's not a darura. So, what is a darura with regard to protection of the offspring, of the best interest of the child? what is vital? The vital for a child is to be recognized as a human person, full-fledged human person, regardless from which framework it is born, inside or outside marriage. I know this is a challenge, and this is the main challenge because it challenged the whole sense of morality of the whole society from the beginning of time of Islam as we know it until now. So to protect also children's rights born out of wedlock, so everybody can have full citizenship, has the right to a name, has the right of nasab, not looking into nasab from above, but we have to look at nasab from below. It's a main challenge towards the sense of morality that the life, moral life of society is going to take place, or relation between man and woman only within marriage. Of course, it's a challenge. But why do I mention it here so clearly? Because I know you, the KOA, you are facing reality on the ground. You know what it is about. And you want to provide solution for the persons in front of you. And I think that you also, with this sense of reality and sincerity that you are carrying in your work, that you would be able to deal with this and also contribute to the debate on the change of norms. So I reiterate, or I repeat, Taha Ibn Lashur. It's the right of life of the child. It's the status of the child, the right to a name, the right to be a person, full-fledged person, a human being, as anybody else, with no difference wherever framework it is born. I think that is the main task ahead. Of course, one can't provide solution to all challenges in one go. It takes time and it takes patience, and it should take place also with decorum and respecting dialogue towards different views. But then I also see one benefit of bringing this up here. I once interviewed an imam in France, and I asked about the question of reform. So I said, so how does reform take place? He said, reform comes from academia, but reform will not take place if there is no conversation between academia and the men with beards, the religious leaders and actors in the field. And I think this is a perfect combination here that we have. I see in front of me now is that we have academia, academic quality, discussion, and we have those who are providing the change within the religious field. So with this word, I wish you the very best for this conference. I wish you the very best for the project. And I must say, Indonesia has a soft spot in my heart because what we find here, it is in forefront of what is going on in the whole world with regard to Islamic reform. So thank you so much.